Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really said that I was going to come back and be a lot more consistent with these things, but life has been lifing, and I wasn't in the mental space to do these things. So y'all gonna get them when you get them. I'm gonna try again. I feel like I said this like 20 videos ago, but I'm gonna try to make them as frequent as I can, or not. When they pop up, they pop up. Just enjoy it when they pop up. But yeah, it's been a while. I hope everybody's been good and everything's been good. You know, today is Monday here in the US. It is Memorial Day. I'm still in PJs because I slept in today. That's just what's gonna happen today. I got up earlier, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and I went back into bed. And that's probably all I'm gonna do today. The only time I'll get up again is probably to make something to eat, and then I'll probably go back in bed. But yeah, so today I want to tell you a story today. We're gonna do two things today. So I am going to be changing out my sensor. This is my Dexcom 6 CGM. The CGM stands for Continuous Glucose Monitor, and I have to wear this because I was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That's not what I'm going to be talking about today though, but we're going to change out the sensor with me, and we're going to talk about the thing that I want to talk about, right? I want to tell Ollie a story. I just feel like telling Ollie a story today. Yeah, that's what I feel like doing, and that is just what we gonna do. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, yeah, how they say, let's get into it. So I've already put in the number. I don't know if you could see it. I've already put in the number on my my monitor. In my phone, I have an app that I have to use, so I've already put it in there because I need to use my phone to record, obviously. So yeah, so let's start talking. So the first thing I need to do is I need to remove the sensor. Why I say let's start talking? I've been talking already for like the past 2 minutes. I'm just like having, for me, Gemini season have been given chaotic. I feel like that's what this video is going to be. Real chaos. Just chaos. Just try as much as possible to just stick with me. I'm going to try as much as possible to just make this as unchaotic as possible. But like I said, I don't know, for some reason Gemini season is just the first word that pops into my head is chaotic. Messy and chaotic. But yeah, and that's why I went back into my files, and I'm like, I feel like I want to tell a story today. What story am I going to tell? Because I have a few of those, and I picked what I think is the perfect story to start this off. So the first thing we're going to do is I am going to remove the sensor. I just need to peel and pull, and I also need to take out the actual device that does the censoring, which is this one, and I usually have a hard time doing it because it's just difficult to do sometimes. So I usually pull out first and then try to take it off, and it is give me a hard time a lot of the times. But anyways, so let me tell you this story. Right now, a long time ago, I used to be a yam head. Like, there was a point in time in my life when I was a real yam head. And here's the thing though, I feel like I'm still a yam head, but it's just not for the random people that I used to be yam heading for before. Because the way I'm set up is that if I really like you, I really like you. Like, there's no in between for me. It's like a light switch. It's either off or on. There's no like in between. I either really like you or I really don't. I'm obsessed or I'm just not interested. There's no in between. Like, there's no in between, unfortunately or fortunately. I don't know. That's just how I am about a lot of things. So it's either lava hot or like Arctic cold. There's no temperate zone, like warm. There's no in between, right? So but I met this guy a long time ago when I was a lot younger and a lot more yam head than I am today. Like, we're talking about big piece of cocoa yam head. We're talking about like 3 for 10 in the market Saturday morning yam head, because the lady have a lot of yam to sell and she need to get all off her hands. Like, serious yam head. Anyways, I had met this young man. I really liked this young man. The chemistry was off the chain. It was, for lack of a better words, it was like, the way for me to describe it would be like gas and open flame, right? It was just sparks, combustion every time. And when it was good, it was really, 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 really good. It was really, really good. But equally, when it was bad, it was really bad, right? It was toxic level bad when it was bad, right? So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to do the two things at the same time. Keep up, please, right? So I'm gonna peel it off and pull it out, right? Yeah, so me and this young man met. I can't remember exactly where we met, but we met wherever it was we met, and we became, you know, friends. You know, we would talk and all of that good stuff, right? And then there was a point in time when the relationship became more, it kind of blossomed into a little bit more, and we had stopped talking for something, and then a couple years later we started back talking. I was still living in Grenada at the time, and like I said, because this is when I was very much a lot younger than I am today. This was a couple years ago, maybe like 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. But yeah, so me and this young man, we had stopped talking for something. Can't remember what exactly it was, but we stopped talking, and then when we started back talking, you know, when somebody, you and the person stop talking, when y'all start back, it's like, you know, it's just like a continuation. So you don't have to get to know each other again. Like, it just, you know, it's just like continuation of whatever it is. So we started back talking, and that's when we started back talking, that's when things kind of got hot and heavy. And you know, that was my man, basically. You know what I'm saying? That was my man. Let's say that. So we got involved, got into a relationship. And here's the thing, here's the part. So it doesn't hurt to pull it out. I just like to take my time because it's just but yeah, so here's the thing. I feel like he waited until he realized that I was past the point of no return and I was really very much in love with him, for him to tell me that he had a girlfriend. Ugh. It's icky. I don't know if I want to show all you. I don't know if you can see. So if you can see, that little thing, that little piece of plastic thing right there goes directly into my skin. And as you can see, there's like blood, of course, because it goes directly into my skin, and there's gonna be blood. Yeah. So yes, so this young man, I feel like he waited until he realized that I was so far gone. I was queen, empress and over lady of the yam heads about him, for him to tell me that he had a girlfriend, right? That's how I feel about it. I really feel like he waited to tell me that at a point when he felt like, okay, if I tell her this now, I'm gonna wait until like she's really, really in love with me, and then I'm going to tell her that I have a girlfriend, right? This is the part I hate, because this thing just is so hard to take out. So anyways, stupid me, like I said, I was already a yam head, so I just felt like, oh my god, I really love this man. It's just gonna be so difficult for me to let go of and to just like end things, because I really love him, and like I said, and I really did love him. I really did. And like I said, I just felt like, you know, he waited until he realized I was past the point of no return to tell me that he had a girlfriend. And I was real upset about that, because it's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Success. So I've separated. This goes in the garbage. And this is the actual sensor part. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can show you guys. So yeah, this is the actual sensor part of the thing, right? So as I was saying, so Panda Man, like I said, I feel like he waited until he realized that I was like really, really in love with him for him to tell me that he had a girlfriend. And of course, that's something that will make you feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like how somebody, you know, you love and you think, yeah, boy, this is my man, this, and then all of a sudden now this person is coming to tell you that they have a girlfriend. Anyways, whatever. Now here is the part that I was really head about, because of course, you know, today when somebody, oh, you know, you just leave him. Like I said, I was a yam head. I really like this man. I really like this man. I can't find a cotton ball, and I have like, you know, wipes that have like the alcohol in it somewhere, and I can find it. So I'm improvising. It is hand sanitizer and a piece of tissue. So I have to wipe the next spot. So I take it out. I usually switch the sides, alternate the sides every time, and I have to be careful that when I'm putting it in, I'm not putting it in exactly in an old site that I used before. Right. So I'm just gonna clean this side. So yeah. So this story chaotic, right? Trying to keep up. So yeah. So I didn't break up with him, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh well, the man tell you have a girlfriend, like why you go stay, you know, you have a girlfriend, like that don't make no sense. At the point in time, I felt like it would be so difficult to do that, because I really, like I said, I really loved him. I really did. Like, it took, when me and this man finally ended things, it took me a real long time. It took me years to get over him. I feel like he's the only person that I've been with that it took me so long to get over. Anyways, anywhoosie, so I didn't break up with him. Of course, there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of issues. There were a lot of things. It was just a lot. And, you know, long-suffering me, patient me, was dealing with all of these things. And it just, I don't know. I think one day I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Like, I mean, even at that point in time, even after the whole incident that I'm telling you about, we still didn't like really end things for a long time after that. But anyways, I feel like that was the beginning of the end. So, you know, there was always some drama, always some issue, always something back and forth, whatever. And I was really over it. And I just decided, like, this, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore, because there really isn't anything in it for me. Like, you know, I wasn't getting, for lack of better words, the attention, or I didn't have him the way I wanted to have him, obviously, because his attention was divided. And I just got to the point where I was done, right? So I knew about his girlfriend. I knew her name. I knew where she worked. I knew where she lived. I knew who she was, right? And I don't know how the idea popped into my head, but I hatched this batshit crazy plan to just, I felt like, get revenge. I don't know how else to think about it. I just felt like, shit, like, you just keep doing me really dirty, and I just feel like I don't want to just end things like normal people would, because I'm like not a normal person. Like, that's just not how I am. If you know me, you know my default mode is do too much. And even back then, and I feel like I'm a lot worse now than I was back then. I was real chill back then. If you think I'm chill now, Nah, I was real chill back then. So I was just like, I'm over it, and I need to do something about it. I'm not going out just like a thief in the night. I'm going out with a bang. That's just what it is. I'm going out with a bang, right? Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Okay, so I have to break this little thing off right here because I need to press this yellow thing down to get it into my skin. But before I do that, I'm going to remove these little pieces of like thing because that's the adhesive part is underneath this. Right. So one night this man came over to my house. We had a time, and funny enough, I didn't hatch this wasn't a premeditated plan. This was just something that on the spur of the moment, like in the moment, it just popped into my head, and I was like, this is what we're doing, right? So he came over to my house, whatever, and then he fell asleep, and I searched his phone. And you might ask yourself, Rena, why you searching his phone? Like, you already know he have a girlfriend, so it's not like you're looking for evidence, or you're looking for something or whatever. You already know that he has a girlfriend. Like, you already know this. So why are you searching his phone? And I went through his phone. I broke it off. I went through his phone because I was indeed looking for something. And here's what I was looking for. I was looking for his girlfriend's phone number. Now, previously, at some point in time, maybe somewhere along the way, I would have probably seen like a text message. Maybe, I don't know, probably he and I was driving in a vehicle together and like his phone was up or whatever. I had seen a text message, and I realized from whether it was a text message or the phone call that their phone numbers were very similar. Now, in Grenada, it's minus the one. The phone numbers are 7 digits, 3 digits, and then the 4 at the back. So their phone number was basically the same except for 1 digit. It was 1 digit difference. And here's what was so sweet, and for me, so very serendipitous about this whole situation. I really feel like the universe handed me this on a silver platter. Because here's the thing. The digit that was different, they were two very similar digits. So if the one that was different in his number was a 9, hers was a 6, right? So it's like, let's say, for example, his phone number was, I don't know, 400, 1900. That was his number. 4001900. That was his number. Her number was 4001600. And a 9 and a 6 gonna look alike depending on how you looking at it, right? All right, right? If you're drunk enough, a 9 could look like a 6. If you're vexed and you're crying, when you have tears in your eyes when you're typing, a 9 could look like a 6, or a 6 could look like a 9. You understand what I'm saying, right? Right. So their numbers were very similar, like I said. So if his was 4001900, hers was 4001600. To me, that, oh my God, that silver platter. Anyways, while partner man sleeping, I go through his phone, right? I went through his phone. So I've taken off the piece of adhesive thing, and this is the part that's going to stick to my skin, right? And underneath there is the little piece of plastic thing that's going to go through my skin. So when I press down here, that's going to force it to go into my skin, and yeah. Right. So as I was saying, partner man was sleeping. I'm going to find my site. It's not the same place that I had another one before. So partner man sleeping, and I go through his phone just to double check, right? To make sure that I got the correct phone number, right? Double check. So I double check, I make sure the number is what I think the number is, and I was good. Okay, he woke up whatever time he woke up and he left. As soon as he left, I sent a text message, and it was one of those long ass paragraph text messages, right? Long ass paragraph text messages. Rena say all kind of thing. Rena say thing that was true, thing that wasn't true. Rena just talk. I just said things. I just mouth open, what jump out. I say all kind of thing, right? All kind of thing I say. Here's the thing though. When I finished this text message, I didn't send it to him. I sent it to her first. Right? Stick with me, I'm going somewhere. I sent it to her first. And then I gave myself enough time to make it look like, oh shit, I sent it to the wrong number, so let me now send it to the correct number. Right? Okay, I don't know how long it might have took. Maybe like a minute, less than a minute, a couple seconds, I don't know. But I sent it to her first, and then I sent it to him afterwards. So it would look like I sent it to her by mistake, and then I corrected myself and sent it to him afterwards. Right? Right. So, I'm trying to find, okay, I think I'm gonna put it right here. I can't put it on bone. My bone is like right here, so I have to put it like somewhere around here. So I'm gonna put it like by here, so, right? This is the part I hate because it stings a little bit. I have to press this, and what it does is that it shoots it down with enough force so that the little piece of plastic can embed itself into my skin. Yeah, it doesn't, it stings, but it still, it hurts. I'm sorry. Okay. Here we go. Jesus! But I don't know if you can see, it's in. Right, it's in. So now I have to put this little piece back and make sure that it's laying flat in the thing. Into it. So I put it in by the back first, and then I just press it in, click, it's in, it's done, I'm done. Yeah, that was so easy, right? Yeah, cool. Yes, so I sent her the text message first, like I said, and then I sent it to him directly afterwards. So it looked like a mistake, right? Cool. And I go and sleep. I have done my good deed for the day. I did what I came to do. I have achieved what I came to achieve. I'm girt. Yeah, I'm girt. So go on sleep. The next day, I remember I was dressing to go somewhere. I don't remember where I was dressing to go, but I know I was dressing to go somewhere. I was living in Library at the time, and I just remember sitting down in front of the door. The door was a little bit open. I was dressing to go somewhere. I do not remember where I was dressing to go. Bring, 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 bring. My phone rings, and I see her number show up. Maybe it was her number, or maybe she had her number on private. I don't remember. She probably had it on private, you know. She probably called me from her unknown number. She probably did. I don't remember. But anyways, I was like, hello, hi. Is this Rena? Yes, it is. And then I don't really remember much of the conversation, because there probably wasn't much of a conversation anyways. What conversation? There probably wasn't much of a conversation anyways. So she was like, oh, what's going on between you and so and so? And from the time she said that, because I'd never heard her voice before, but from the time she said that, I knew who it was. She was like, you know, what's going on between you and so and so? And me, being me, at that point in time, I said, you know, to be honest, I love him very much. And I'm really sorry, but you know, there's nothing that anybody can do to change that. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving him alone. I'm not going to break up with him, and you're just going to have to deal with the fact that I'm in his life. Let me repeat what I said to this young lady. She asked me basically what's going on between me and her man. And I said, well, he's my man. So he was my man too. So what's going on between me and our man? And I said, to tell you the truth, I love him very much. And there is nothing that anybody can do to change that. And I'm going to be a part of his life, regardless of how you feel or whatever the case may be. Now, mind you, at that point in time, I really didn't want anything to do with him. I was very upset. I was very, 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 very upset. I really got to a point where I felt like I had enough, and I was upset, and I felt like I needed to get some kind of revenge. To me, at that point in time, I didn't care about how you feel or what happened. I just felt like I wanted revenge, and that's exactly what I was going to get. That's what that was. So anyways, my girl probably called him and tell him what I see, and of course he calls me to ask me how I could tell her that. And I said, oh, what she call him a phone for? Because what she call him a phone for? Like, call your man and ask your man. Well, not your man, because it's our man, because he was my man too. So call our man and ask him what's going on. Don't come here and ask me no question. Like, that's my mentality. Like, I knew what I was doing. My whole intention was to cause chaos. That's just what it was. I did not care anymore at that point in time. So, oh, how you can tell her that, whatever. I was like, well, she called him a phone for. What she call him a phone for? Don't call my phone. Don't call me and ask me no question. Any woman call my phone to ask me any question about any man, she calling to hear something specific, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you call me to hear. Because what you calling me for? What are you calling me for? Don't call me. Call him. Call him. Yeah? And I still feel that way today. Any girl call me. Don't come to me as a woman. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I will tell you, yes, I did with him. Yes, we did together. Okay, now what? Now what? Don't call me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. As a matter of fact, I stopped dealing with people, man, so nobody can call me. Actually, people can still call me because you have crazy people out. That's another story for another time. But anyways, the whole point. So my girl, I tell him, I said, what she call my phone for? She not the right to call my phone. So I tell her what she wants to hear in the story. Of course, that caused a big bacchanal between me and he. You know, years progressed. So this happened, like, I want to say 2005. No, 2006 maybe. I want to say 2005, 2006, early 2006 maybe, right? And that was that. Over the years, we, you know, had a couple run-ins after that, like me and him. Like I said, things didn't end at that point in time. Like, we still had on and off again after that, a whole lot of other situations. There's one particular one I would probably tell you guys about another time. But on and off again until I really came to a point where, okay, this is it. Like, I need to get this man out of my system. It took me a real long time. Like I said, it took years for me to get over him. And the weird thing is, like, we weren't even together for that long time. He wasn't my longest relationship, but he was the person I took the longest time to get over, for some reason. Anyways, fast forward to a couple years later, like 5 or 6 years later, and he wants to apologize to me, right? you know, he wants us to meet so we can talk about like what happened years ago, you know, because he wants, you know, he wants us to at least be friends and be civil to each other, you know, and all that extra stuff. He wants to apologize and everything. Let me backtrack a little bit. So when he didn't know that I did it on purpose, right? He had no clue that I did it on purpose because I told him it was a mistake. Like, I just was so upset. I sent a text message and I made a mistake in putting in the number, and I sent it to her mistakenly because he didn't know that I knew what her phone number was, right? Of course. So, you know, back to the future now. So when he, you know, we met up and we talked and he apologized and he's so sorry and I didn't deserve that and and all of these extra things. And I just felt like maybe this is a good time to let him know. And I didn't want to let him know that I did it on purpose because I felt bad about it. I didn't want to let him know that I did it on purpose because, oh, well, he's confessing, so I felt like I needed to confess as well. I wanted to let him know because I wanted him to know that I did it on purpose. That was it. I just want you to know that I did this on purpose. I purposely did this, right? So I was like, oh, you remember years ago when I sent what's her face that, yeah, you know, I sent that text message and what's her face got it and all of that extra stuff, and he was like, yeah. I was like, I did that on purpose. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I did it on purpose. I was very hurt and I felt like I needed to get back at you. I needed to get my lick back, and I sent her that message purposely. Now at that point there was nothing he could do about it because what's done is done, and they had been done. So yeah, I just say all of that to say, you know, Gemini season is real chaotic. It's just giving chaos, it's just giving mess, and I'm just remembering all of these messy, chaotic situations that I've been in. And I think this is a reminder, not a reminder, but like probably a gentle reminder. And if it's not a reminder for you, this is a PSA. You know, a lot of times people will see me and I look like cute and I look harmless and I'm a nice person and I'm a sweet person. I really and truly am a very nice person, but I'm not somebody that you want to mess with. And a lot of times I think people, you know, sometimes people like they do you dirty, and because you don't react in the way that they normally think you would, which is blowing up and cussing them out and doing all that kind of stuff, people think they get away. Sissy does always say, what miss you, never say it pass you. Me, it's not people to play with. It's not people to play with. It's not people to play with, really and truly. I feel you can play, but at your own risk. Just know that when you're doing it, you're taking a really big risk, because yeah. Anyways, so all your thanks, I have changed my sensor out, and it's going to last for another 10 days. Now I have to go call my pharmacy to get some more, because this is the last one that was in the box. So yeah, I will see you all next video. Yeah, all right, cool, bless.